Galley and Groff are gone.
Yeah.
As you smile. I don't want to say you were stuck behind anybody, but those guys have done a lot of damage the last couple of years, and I know they were 1-2 last year, and they had both won before. Was it good competition getting to run against those guys? Did it bother you that they won all the time, or what was that like?
No, it was good. Like this summer I trained with Groff some, so you get to know them, and they're good guys, and it's their senior year, so they're trying to get through the best they can. So
sure.
I'll just do my best and see what happens, but if they win, I wouldn't be upset because it's them.
Okay. They pushed you, though. Did you get a lot out of the last couple of years on varsity, just being in duels with them and being at leagues and districts with them? I mean, did you look up to those guys at all a little bit to kind of pick their brain and see how they do things?
Oh yeah, you just try to learn from what they've done and make them successful and try to be like them. So this year they're gone, but it was nice last year to have them to push. It's always nice to have someone to push with.
Okay. When the top 2 guys from the league graduate, what does that do to the rest of the league? Kind of opens things up a bit, I would think.
Yeah, there's always people that surprise you. You never know who's going to come up.
Mm-hmm.
So, I wasn't expected last year to be anywhere, and I came up. So it's anybody's race. So I would say.
Could be some freshmen coming that you guys aren't quite aware of yet.
Yeah, that always happens.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll happen. Okay, I'm always curious with the Solanco kids. Coach Harrington, who I'm sure you're quite aware of, kind of established a powerhouse here. Back in the day, you guys genuinely like running for this program. Could you talk about what it's like to run for Solanco, why that person was so important, and what it's done here to kind of raise the bar that you guys want to come out and run?
Yeah, Ark Harrington just made this program pretty much. He made it from scratch, and just how he runs it and how he wants us to run. And just Solanco, I would say, is just a unique team. Like, you can't find a team like Solanco out there. Like, we have camp run a lot and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
That we just, talking to other kids from other teams, no teams have camps like that. Or our coach is unique. We run out here in the cornfields.
Yeah, you do.
It's unique everywhere. Racing Amish buggies, it's just Solanco.
It's pretty wide open out here. Is it fun? I mean, seriously, it's cornfields and trees, and you guys have a lot of room out here to just kind of get out and run. Does that have something to do with it? That you have the space that you can go out and do it? I mean, is this a sport when you're young that you can get into here because of the facilities around here?
Yeah, you're wide open. There's nothing else to do. It's hot and windy up here, but it's fun. And just the openness and just, like I said, racing Amish buggies is something that our state champion here, Cliff Weimer, I think, just had he would go out and race Amish buggies, and that's what we try to do some days, just go out there and set a pace with them.
Define racing Amish buggies.
They go at a good pace, as you might not think when you're driving past them in a car, but we just go up beside them and just see how long we can stay with them.
Do they mind?
The ones I've went with, they actually asked me if they want to race me. So
seriously?
Yeah, it's fun.
They don't shoo you away, or do they kind of know by now what you guys are doing, or you crazy kids get away from us, or?
Yeah, kind of both.
Okay. Well, that's a cool advantage though that you guys can kind of use, and
just openness and just the cornfields, and it's a scene everywhere you look. So it's nice running and good to the eyes too. Just all of the nice stuff that's out here.
Oh, sure, absolutely. You're going to be one of the guys. I mean, you were third in the league, and the 2 guys ahead of you both are gone. Do you sense that there might be some bullseyes on you? Will that bother you at all? Will there be some extra pressure? Because you did pretty well, like you said. You kind of even surprised yourself, but you were there at the end. What are you expecting this season?
I'm just expecting just to run my race. I'm not going to worry what anybody else is trying to do. I'm just going to go out and run for the glory of God, and if I do that, I think I have the chance of having a good season. So, and there's always people that come out of nowhere, so I'm not going to expect it, but I'm just going to try to do my best, and if I do that, I'll be happy with that.
Things will take care of themselves.
Yeah.
So you're not really worried about October quite yet. You've had one practice, so you're really not worried about who's where, and
I'm just going for each race, just going for the win each race, and if I do that, then it'll be good. But there's decent runners out there. There's Kreider, there's Schatz, there's a whole bunch of kids that just are out there, and they're good runners. There's going to be good competition.
That's neat. Okay, I'll drop some other names. You mentioned Kreider, Sensenig from Ephrata,
Yeah.
Bachman from Anvil.
Oh, yeah.
Those guys were all right on you last year at league, so those guys are all back as well?
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I've been running against Kreider since I was in 7th grade, so I know him for sure. But, like, Sensenig, he's always the one that's out there. Kids from LMH. Manham Township always has a decent group of kids. Mm-hmm. Cedar Crest is always going to pull someone out. So is Hempfield. There's not going to be any teams that really are going to have no one that you can run against. There's always going to be someone there.
Certainly. And you like to be pushed, and you like a good challenge. Give me your typical workout day. What are you doing in the summer to prep for the season? I'm sure you're out running somewhere, doing something. What kind of workouts are we looking at?
Well, every single day during the summer, every weekday, we would come up here at 6 in the morning, and we would run here as a team. So I would run here. I would go easy with the team here, and then later at night I would go and do a workout. So I would do like 4 2-a-days a week, and then not that much speed work, just a lot of distance.
How many miles are we talking?
At the beginning of the summer, it was like I just hit 60, and I was just freaked out by that. I didn't want to. I was like,
ooh, that's a big number.
Yeah, I was going for 50, but I just looked down at my mileage book, and it ended up being 60. But it's between 60 and 50. Mm-hmm. So
a week.
Yeah.
That's a big number.
Yeah, I guess it was my senior year, so I should go out with a bang.
Sure. No, I think you realize that you might be able to do some things this season, and you got a shot at this. Are you anxious? I mean, like I said earlier, you're probably not worried about October quite yet, but are you anxious just for the whole thing to develop and see how the times are and, take one meet at a time and pace yourself and all that? Are you anxious for the journey part of what's about to happen here for you?
Oh, yeah. I've been looking forward to it since pretty much track. I've been looking forward to it. After track was done, I was hoping and just dreaming what the season's going to be like and just trying to visualize what it's going to be like and hoping that I do my best. So I don't know if I'm getting a little too gun-ho and trying to think it over too much, but yeah, I'm excited for the season.
What juices you for a race? Is it the thrill? Is it the thrill of maybe passing a bunch of guys and winning at the tape? Is it jumping out at the 2-mile mark and getting a lead and trying to hold somebody off? What gets you through a race? What's your motivation?
Well, my motivation, I would say, is just like at the end of the race, the feeling of the race and just the satisfaction of doing something. I can't really explain it, but like I just try to go out at the beginning of the race and just try to get a distance. I don't have that much of a kick, so I just try to gain as much space as I can and just go at a pace that is good enough for me and uncomfortable enough for the rest of the competition that they don't want to stay.
Do you usually go in to meets with plans? Like, okay, I'm going to do this first mile. Second mile, I'm going to try to do this. At the end, I'm going to try to do this. Or is each meet different depending on who the competition is and who the other kids are, what the weather is, what course you're on? Is every race different, or do you go in with some kind of a plan?
I go out at good speed at the beginning, try to gain some distance, but like if I was racing Galley last year, I would try to get out there and get some distance before, because he always had that good kick.
Yeah, he did.
So I would try to get as far away as I could from him. But other people, I just try evenly distribute. I don't really I don't have certain spots where I kick it. I just try to go at a constant pace and fast enough pace that they don't want to stay.
What's it like when you're in school all day, knowing you're going to go race at 4 o'clock? How do you sit there? How do you not bust out of your skin waiting to go run?
It's the most nervous thing. Like race day, you're just thinking about it. I can't really do schoolwork. It's hard to do schoolwork. Lunch, you're just like, I don't really want to eat this because I had to. Because last year I had lunch at like right before I had to leave, so I would eat a big lunch and then I would have to go run. It was just, you can't really think of anything that day other than the race. I always am nervous before the race. Race day is most nervous, but
I'd be stunned if you guys weren't nervous. Seriously, especially in the big meets when all the top kids are there. Talk about starting line. I always love to watch the start of a cross-country race because you guys are all lined up and you got the guy with the gun. What in the world is going through your mind right when he raises that pistol? What are you thinking of? Bang from the start.
Well, when he's raising the pistol, it's usually the most relieved because I know it's about right when the gun goes off. It's like all of the stress goes away. It's just the race. Like, but the leading up before that, just like the warm up and everything before that, I'm just like dying of stress. But when the gun goes off, then it's just me in the race, and I can't really think of anything else. It's just relaxed and
shut it all out.
Yeah, but starting lines are pretty fun. States and that isn't that fun for starting line. It gets too afraid of getting trampled on, but...
Oh, boy. But you love that. I mean, you can't wait for that. I mean, you want to enjoy September, October. Yeah. But, I mean, I'm sure you can't wait for those big races at the end to see where you stack up. Why running with you? Why not football or whatever? Why did you want to be a runner, especially distance?
Well, in middle school, I just started out. I was actually playing basketball. And my dad was like, why don't you go out and get in shape for basketball by running? And then I did track. And then I just started getting better and better. I was not the most athletic kid when I was little. I was just a little chubby boy. But then when I started doing cross country in 7th grade and that, I just liked the runner's high at the end of it. It just felt good to me. And I can't go a day without going for a run. Like, if I don't go for a run, I get stressed out and I just feel drained. I need that run to get me through the day. And it's just, once I started, I couldn't stop.
You like that adrenaline, that
feeling.
Yeah, just letting it all out there. I mean, you guys, I've seen a gazillion of these races, and you guys are spent when you're done. You're on your knees, you're spitting and sweat. I mean, it's gross. But is that your satisfaction at the end? And you are you looking more at times? Or are you looking at more at where you finished? When do you know you had a good day?
I like time better because I can see my improvement. If I get a good time, if I run the time I want, then I know the place will come.
Okay.
If I run the place, I know the time might not come because some races are slower than others. But I go out and try to get a PR each race, but that doesn't happen all the time.
What's your best so far?
In 5K, it was 15:58 last year.
Where'd you do that?
Penn Track.
Oh, is that at F&M?
F&M
meet?
Yeah.
How about in an LL? What's your best?
LL, probably low 16s. But I don't remember. I just remember the best one.
Do you have a time, like in the back of your head, just for a regular LL dual meet or the LL thing at Ephrata? Do you have like a time that you kind of stick out there and say, "This is what I got to get this"?
I just go for as slow as I can go at the 16s. Like if I'm in the 16s, that's an average. Like meets like our course is real tough. Like hilly courses, I just try to get it close to 16s. We're in the 16s. But regular courses, if I get in the 16s, I'll be good.
Okay. You know that's going to get you somewhere up there.
Yeah.
Somewhere up there towards the top. You want to do this next level? You looking at college stuff?
Yeah.
Where are you at with that?
I've been looking at colleges. I want to run, but I know academics comes first, so it's not going to be a big part of it. But I still want to run. I want to run until I'm old and gray. So.
Okay. You're going to go to college. You're on grade-wise and everything. You want to go next level.
Yeah.
Any idea? Division I, Division II, Division III. Stay at home. Get out of Coreyville for a while.
I want to go far enough that I can stay away from home, but close enough if I need to come home.
Sure.
I can. I'm not thinking D1. If that happens, that would be. I'm looking for the school first, the academics, and then run. I've been looking at certain places. Both my brothers go to Messiah, so.
Oh, nice.
So that's a place I've been looking at. So
that's close, but just right.
If I go D1, I go D1. If I go D3, I go D3.
Okay.
It's not my plan. I don't know.
Go ahead and do your season and see where you're at.
Yeah.